Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how we can set up climbing on ledges, and we're not going to be using any unnecessary line tracing. Instead we will set up very simple functionality similar to what we have on the ladder. So first thing I want to do is let's go to blueprints, and in the items we do have this base interactable actor. So from that we will just create child blueprint class. This one will be ledge_bp, and then we can move it to actors folder. I'll open it up, and here in the viewport for static mesh I'll just quickly add something like cube. We won't be using this, but it's just easier to see where it is located. So this will be our ledge, and then to the static mesh I will add box collision. And this one will extend from one side of the ledge, which is the front part, like that. Maybe make it the same width as that ledge, something like that. Doesn't need to be too big. And one more thing we will need is scene, so add scene. For this one, turn on your angle snapping and then just turn it around 180 degrees. This will be the position of the player on the ledge, and move it somewhere here. We'll position it better after. So this is fine for now. And this also needs to be child of the static mesh. Compile and save. Now in the event graph, once we overlap this box, so in the details panel, on components begin overlap, first we need to check if other actor equals the player, so we can get player reference because we have it in the parent blueprint. So get player reference, and if it does, then we can set up new event that will tell player that we're overlapping the edge. For that, let's use our interface, interact BPI. In here, add new function, and this will be overlapping edge. I'll add one input. This will be boolean, and this will be is near ledge. Compile and save. Now in the ledge we can call that. So from the player reference, get it, copy it, and do overlapping edge. But we need the message, so uncheck the context sensitive and do the one with the message on true. And here we will be checking the is near edge true, and then on components in this box, on components and overlap, we'll again need to check the same thing. If it's the player that we ended overlapping, it's not just some falling object or something passing through it. So other actor, and if it's true, we're going to call this same function again, but this time it will be false. So we won't be near the ledge anymore when we stop overlapping. Now inside the player, I don't have player open, so open it up. I can close this, and in here I'm going to remove this part, and from the interfaces double click on overlapping edge, and we'll just promote it to variable. It can be the same name. I'll just remove the space. And this will basically set it based on if we're overlapping or if we're not. And now we do have this variable. Now the way we want to grab on the edge is probably when we're jumping and we are near the edge. If we jump again, we'll grab the ledge. So for that, in the jump So in this movement, if you have set it up the same way, jumping, you do have this enhance input jump, which is the default one. If we go here and drag this back, and then we will do one branch. The way we're going to check if we are actually jumping is from the character movement. We can do is falling. That means we have jumped. As soon as you actually jump and you up in the air, that means the falling will be true. So we are falling is true. Then we'll do another branch. Later on, I will get rid of these Boolean variables and we'll be using gameplay tags, but for now, I'm not going to waste time with it, so we're just going to use this. And you get is near ledge. Here on false, so if we're not falling, we will just jump, same as before. But here, if we are falling and if we are near the ledge, we're going to basically grab the ledge. We can set up custom event for it here, so add custom event. And this will be interact with ledge. And just call it here, interact with ledge. Now we will Control X this part, go to event graph and on interact. So we want to say to ledge that we want to interact with it. We already have it in interactable items because we're overlapping it and we do have all the interactions set up, same as with all the other objects. But we don't want to be doing this check, which is the branch check, if we are falling, because this condition we need to have true. So we're just going to copy this part, interact with ledge after this branch check, and we're going to connect it directly to interact. So if we are overlapping the ledge, we'll be interacting with ledge. Compile and save. And now back in the ledge, we just told it to interact. So double click on interact. And what we want to check here actually if the player is in range as well. So if the player is in front and if he's facing the front. So for that we do have a similar function in NPCs. It's the one we copied for the ladder as well. So go to base NPC, get this function is in front. Go back to ledge, paste it in here. And we don't actually need this part here. We will just do return note. And we will return this. So Adidas pin. So true or false. But we don't want to be checking if the player is in front of it, because that way player can be facing its back towards the ledge. So we turn around the other way and then it will be still true. So we want to check if the player is actually facing the ledge, not the other way around. So here we can just disconnect this, connect this one to first part, and then in this second part we'll get this player reference and we will get actor forward vector. So we're checking actor location, and this ledge location we're checking where is the player looking. Then we're getting the rotation from it, and then we're comparing it to actor forward vector as well and getting the angle. Here we can decrease it because 90 degrees is all around the ledge, but we don't want to be grabbing onto ledge if we like all the way around it. We just want to be grabbing onto it if we kind of like directly looking at it or a little bit from the side. So change it maybe to 30, should be a good value. If you think we're not grabbing ledges enough, like from some angle that you want to grab it, then we can change it to 40 or 50. So compile and save. And now in the event graph, we will check this. So is in front. And then based on that, we'll do branch. And if the player is in front, we need to again tell the player to grab the ledge. We don't want to do it from here because we want to play the montage as well and everything else. So let's go to player again, or let's actually go to interface. We can do it from there. So interact, add function, and this one will be grab ledge. Here we will need two inputs. First one will be vector, so that will be the location we need to move the player. So location, and second one will be rotation, and that will be the rotator. Compile and save. And now we again, through the interface from the ledge, we're going to communicate with the player. So get player reference and grab ledge. Again, the one with the message. True. And the location will be this scene that we have set up. Get world location and get world rotation, because that's why we turned it around, so the player will be facing the right way, and we will pass on these two values on true. On false we don't have to do anything. Compile and save. And now we should be able to actually grab the ledge. So if we jump near the ledge and we overlap it and then jump again, then we should be able to grab it. So let's see. Let's go to actor, ledge. I'll face it like here towards my spawn and just put it a bit higher in the air. Now play the game, and if I jump now, nothing happens, but you can see the pickup is popping up. That means I'm overlapping it. And if I press space again, still nothing happens. Maybe I need to go a little bit lower. My bad, sorry, I haven't actually set up anything to grab the ledge. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm like, why is it not grabbing? Okay, so in here, now we do have this grab ledge. So what we need to do is, in the grab ledge, is we will set movement mode from the movement component. Set movement mode. We don't actually need to move, so we could set up none, but then we would have to turn off the gravity as well. So instead we will just do flying as before. And after that we will stop movement immediately, so player doesn't move. We will play montage. Mesh before I forget to connect it. And montage we don't have at the moment, so let's go to animations, and from climb ladder exit, not from the montage, sorry, from the animation, so the green one, just stop it, go to first frame, frame 0, and we do have this hanging animation. So we'll create asset, create animation, and current pose. Save it in animation. This can be hanging ledge or idle ledge or anything. And then from that, right click and create animontage. Same name and everything. Open it up, and this needs to loop. So in the montage sections, just check this box and select default. That will start looping it. Then in the player, we'll play it, which is hanging ledge montage. We need to set up one more variable. So just add one more, which will be Boolean as well, and this one will be is on ledge. So not near the ledge, we are actually on the ledge. And here, not on completed, but straight away we'll set it to true. And then we just need to set actor location and rotation. So set actor location and set actor rotation. Do it from these two. Just redirect it over the top or the bottom, doesn't matter. Settings can be the same. If you want to rotate kind of like smoother, like not jump straight away, then you can do timeline here, set up for 1 second, and then something called lerp vector lerp, and you would plug in the timeline to alpha and go from location of the player to the location it needs to be, but then it slows it down and stuff like that, so I didn't really like it when I tried to set it up. So this is alright. Compile and save. And flying. Now it should be alright. Let's try to grab onto ledge. So I'll jump. Nothing happens. Jump again. And you can see I'm grabbing onto ledge. Obviously there is few things that we need to change. I can still move. And I'm not in the right position either. So let me try to move it higher. And then I'm slowly going to... That's too high. I don't even reach it. So this one, and I'm hanging, so that scene component needs to go much lower. And a little bit back. So on the ledge, viewport, scene. Again, make sure it's a child of the static mesh, so it doesn't reposition it, and go down and a little bit back. Let's see now. Still needs to go down and back, so on the ledge, down and back, and just position it until you think it's right. There we go, just slightly bit lower. And now we can also place something behind it like a wall. So let's do shapes, cube. Let's move it up, resize it, and just place it in front of it. And then when we go, it's here. I can't actually grab on. The angle in the ledge we might be able to change. So this one here, it's probably too low, so I'll do 50. The good thing about this is that it actually checks the Z value, so angle on the Z. So if you were to go like under it, it won't actually grab on the ledge, because your angle from this part to this part down here is bigger than that 50, the difference. So that's why we don't have to do any line tracing whatsoever, because this function is in front, does it for us. So it's based on this. And that way, if I were to, for example, stand sideways like that, jump, and you can see I can interact with it, but nothing happens. Same with the other side, nothing happens, or if I'm facing away from it. But when I'm actually facing front, even maybe on the side like that, I can grab onto the ledge. Or like a little bit like this. It will grab on, right? So then it doesn't look like we are teleporting when we're facing the other direction. So now we have this set up. Let's fix the movement. So to prevent the movement while we're hanging, let's go to event graph, not on the ledge, sorry, in the player. And I do have this movement. So in the movement we have pretty much set up something before on the ladder. So let's drag this back, and again this will be much easier with gameplay tags. For now we're just going to do another branch. On falls it will continue to this one. This part I will move. And on true we need to actually check if we are pressing only the up arrow, which is the action value Y, and it needs to be higher, greater than 0, otherwise we're pressing the down arrow. So branch, and if it's true, this also needs to be true, otherwise on false we don't do anything, we don't do any movement. And if it's true, we can set up custom event, so add custom event. This will be climb edge. Then call it here, climb edge on true. And then we can Control X, go back to event graph, and down here next to this event grab ledge, we'll do climb edge. And on this one we just need to, straight away we will turn off is on the ledge. And then we will play montage. We can copy this part as well. Montage we'll be playing is the climbing on the ladder, which is climb ladder exit montage. We will have to change it slightly because it's different on the ladder. Ladder actually needs to reach the top with its head and everything else. So this one we will have to adjust again. For now, for testing, it's fine. So leave it as it is. And now from completed, not from this one, from completed, we need to set movement mode, character movement, back to walking. And the reason why we're doing it on completed, because if you change it straight away, then the character just falls in the middle of that animation. So on completed, compile and save. And now that should prevent the movement. What have I done? Is on the ledge. What did I do from false? Movement. Ah, I didn't connect it. Okay, so is on the ledge. So are we on the ledge? True. Then we'll climb the ledge. Now jump on, connect. Left arrow doesn't do nothing, right arrow doesn't do nothing, bottom, down arrow, nothing. I press up, I climb, and then I kind of fall off it, because obviously the route is probably being blocked by this wall, and just few other things that are not set up correctly. So it's obviously not ladder, so it's not climbing the same way. I just realized it might be because actually I do have two climb ladder montages, because we did it twice in the video. So I do have ladder exit new, which is the actual one that we meant to be using. So climb ladder exit new montage, that should actually get you over the edge. So climb, yeah, that is the one that pulls up, but as you can see, your hands are in the air and then you kind of like weirdly dip in the texture, so it doesn't look very good. But what you can do again for the ledge, you can make a separate one, and we did it before. If I just go to the sequencer, I'll remove this mining pick as well from this guy. So pickaxe, delete, remove all this, and then add actor. No, that's empty. Select this, idle, and then here you delete the control rig. Animation will be new something, ladder exit new, extend this, and then bake it to control rig. So bake to control rig, CR mannequin body, create, and then you will just change it slightly. You can get this wall, so in selection I'll drag this wall. That will be easier to actually animate if you see where the hands are supposed to be. And then as you go, you would have to just adjust it so the hands are actually staying there, you know, like going to animation, and then on the control rig you would either move arms, but you have to do it on all of the points. This is quite difficult animation, but you can also change the body, so where you have a body or offset, and just move it down, you know, and play with it. I already done mine, but I'm not going to do it in a video because it's the same thing that we have done before, and this actually takes quite a lot of time. If you want the animation that I've made, you can get it on the Patreon, but unfortunately you need to be a member there. But it looks kind of like this. Climb. I do have one pull-up ledge. I don't have a montage, so create any montage. I need to check. You also need to have a root motion on this enabled. So I do, and it's pull-up edge, pull-up ledge. And then if you get it, it kind of, you can see that the arms are staying on the spot. It just looks much better, and there is not that leg dipping. Alright, so up to you, either play with it a little bit. It takes some time obviously to make animation, that's why it's on my Patreon and not for free, but you can obviously do it yourself, you know how. And after this we also want to use space to let go of the ledge. So there's a couple things that we need to prevent. So that is the dropping from ledge. We can go to jumping, and in here we'll just drag this back and do one more branch on started, and this will be is on ledge. So are we actually on ledge, not falling but already hanging on the ledge, and false will continue here, but true we can either turn it off here or create custom event. I'll just do character movement, set movement mode to walking. So back to walking, we need to turn off is on the ledge so we don't do it again, and then stop anim montage, which will stop the currently playing montage, which will be the hanging on the ledge. Walking, so that's one thing. And now if we jump and I hang on and I press space, I'll drop down and I can do it again. And then one more thing is I can actually interact with the wall. So if I climb up and press E, it will position me back to where it was, because it is interacting with that asset. We don't want to do that. So in the event graph and interact, we do have already a lot of stuff here that also needs to be cleaned up a little bit. But here when we press E, here we already have is falling and stuff. We can add another check, and that is, I think from the mesh we need to get anim instance, or anim instance, and is any montage playing or something like that, is any montage playing, and then we'll do not boolean. So no montages are playing, not boolean. We won't be able to interact if we're playing any montages. Do another pin here on this end, connect it, and that is another condition. So now you won't be able to interact with it while you're hanging or climbing on it, because that is the montage. So now if I climb and press E, nothing happens until I climb back. Then I can't even interact with it because now I'm not in front. I would have to jump down and kind of like rotate the correct way. This ledge is giving me a little bit of trouble, to be honest. Maybe I'm forgetting one variable, or it's because it's too much. Let me check. I think it actually might be because this asset is in the wall, and maybe the overlap events are acting a little bit strange. But if you were to pull it out, I think it should be fine. Yeah, much better. Yeah, you just need to make sure this ledge is popping up a little bit. But then in the next video, what I want to do is I want to create a material that will basically replace that ledge that we have there, just to see it. That will be hidden in game, and the material will actually leave a mark on any other material you place it. So it will be like usually in the games you do have like a white spot where you can climb. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.